Chapter 4. The Alien Reptilians. Who are they? These alien reptilians are multidimensional extraterrestrials who have originated in the Alpha Draconis star system. But wherever they come from, they have been plaguing this planet for eons. I don't think anyone here knows exactly when they arrived on this planet. Many ancient cultures and religions throughout Europe, Asia, Africa, and America include references to dragons, serpents, and races of reptilian humanoids. My sense is that they have been here almost as long as the planet has been here. They consider this planet their planet. They've been controlling us from day one. They consider humans be no more than cattle or slaves. We're just pawns in their game, and their goal is to use the human race and keep us in bondage. They have infiltrated most of the major power structures: financial, government, media, and military. Not just in this country, but all over the world. I don't believe any more reptilians are coming to this planet. They have been interbreeding with us all along, and they're still breeding and interbreeding, being multidimensional. They have the ability to shapeshift when someone has enough of the reptilian DNA that the person who is part human, part reptilian, reptoid can shapeshift back and forth between human and reptilian. But someone has a tremendous amount of reptilian DNA in order to do that. There are people who have witnessed this shape-shifting, but I haven't seen it. I think the reptilians are being exposed now because this planet is in a transition, a positive one. Although it may not feel positive to everyone right now, the reptilians have had control of Earth, but they're losing control very rapidly. Things may get worse before it gets better. But the reptilians' game is definitely changing. No longer are we going to be their pawns or slaves. Who are they? Most of us have some reptilian DNA. Where are they? Most of us have some reptilian DNA, but it isn't activated in everyone at birth. It may be part 90% of our DNA that scientists report is inactive. Not being a scientist, I don't fully understand all of it, but this information I've gotten from my guides. If someone is born with reptilian DNA activated, they are considered to have reptilians in their bloodline. And by now, the reptilian bloodline is out there in quite a few people. This means reptilians are not just standing on the sidelines controlling a particular financial institution, for example. They are in and possessing and in the bloodline of high-level financiers, the people at the top. This goes back hundreds of thousands of years and includes kings, queens, people in monarchies, and in other ruling classes. The reptilians are looking for additional people in order to maintain the bloodline. That's one of the reasons for arranged marriages among the ruling of political and wealthy elite families around the globe. Some individuals actually use their free will to choose the darkness over light. They choose to be a part of the reptilian agenda. I run across them every now and then. I don't understand it. It's spooky. Just with discarnates and demons, not all reptilians are in people. Many of the reptilians are above ground harassing us. Such as Karens and cheaters, but legions more live underground, where they have nests and portals, their bases of operations. Unlike discarnates and demons, however, the reptilians don't simply possess someone. They actually alter his or her genetic code by planting a homing device. It's not a physical implant, but it's more of an etheric or energetic chip that keeps the connection alive. They alter the genetic code even if they are not in the person's bloodline, but if they are in a person's bloodline, that person will also have reptilians in him or her. As soon as I discovered it takes more energy to disable the bloodline and remove the etheric homing device from someone's genetic code than it does to have the reptilians removed. Normally they can possess people in threes, like the three guests who were in Carl. You don't have to be a major player in the power structures to have reptilians in you. or to have reptilian bloodline. Anyone is suspectable. Carl was not in any kind of a powerful position, but maybe he would have been or could have been if he hadn't been born with the reptilian bloodline. They completely neutralized him. They took him right out of the game of life. Carl didn't have any children, but if someone was born with a reptilian bloodline and has children, the children will usually have them too. And there's a high probability that their children will also have them. However, it's possible for it to skip a generation. The bloodline just falls down to female line, or it may fall down the male line, or possibly both. I don't know yet. I've learned that I don't need to understand everything right now. The information is unfolding as I go along, and I need to know. How long someone has had reptilians can make a big difference in the kind of outcome they will have after they are removed. Unfortunately, the people who are born with them and have them for decades have a much more difficult time reprogramming themselves. Once reptilians are removed, Carl, for example, who had no idea what life could have been without them. Each reptilian has an agenda, and they're all whispering in your ear, telling you how to be and what to do. It's the only life you know. Not only can they make you ill, they will block you from connecting your guidelines and source with God. And if you want to use that term, it's as if they put a lead shield around you that can't penetrate no matter how hard you try. This is why I've continually told to look to the children, to heal the children. They're better able to handle it. And it's much easier for a child to recover than it is for someone who's 40, 50, or 60 years old and has been possessed for decades. I'm back, guys. What do they want? Reptilians by nature are malicious and deceitful. If you try to communicate with them, they will blow smoke at you. They will try to convince you that they're here for the person's highest and best good, and that they're trying to help that person. I'm not aware of any good involving reptilians. I'd like to believe that they are evolving. I've heard other people say they are, but if that's the case, I haven't encountered any that are. That's not the part of my experience, and as far as I'm concerned, it's reptilian propaganda. They are all negative entities that don't honor universal laws and don't recognize our free will. Just like demons, the source of their power is the darkness. They have no natural enemies on this planet. No one here who challenged them, but the reptilians are far more powerful than even the demons, which they control to a great degree. When I'm doing a healing, the reptilians usually sacrifice some demons to make me believe I've finished some work. I've gotten much more through as I've had more experience with them and have learned how devious they are. I don't see reptilians, I don't need to see them, but I know a number of physicists who have the ability to see these things. It freaks them out to no end, but I give them a lot of credit for having the courage to stay with it. Those who do see them usually see them wearing hoods, just like these gangbangers with their dark blue or red hoods. Some people have glimpsed them out on the corner of their eye in the streets, or at shopping malls, or on the street corners. They tell me reptilians are tall, usually between 8 and 10 feet, ugly, extremely, just like that belch, extremely ugly. Excuse me, had to go get some orange juice to cure the speech impediment. They need to go. I'm primarily working with removing the reptilians because I think they've pretty much taken over things here on the planet. And the planet, and as you know in my recent videos, the planet is coming through a healing process. I don't think there are many grays. I don't think there are many grays left. Maybe a few, but I think whatever battle needed to be won with the grays has been won. So now the major battle is with the reptilians. But I don't see any benefit of thinking about discussing them other than the purpose of getting a basic idea of who they are. All I want to do is remove them, decrease their numbers, and send them to the light. There is more information about them available in books on the internet if you want to go looking for it, but giving them attention just calls them in. It lowers your vibrational frequency. They feed on our fear and negativity. As long as people on this planet are angry and agitated, fighting and killing each other, these reptilian beings are happy. We don't fully understand this yet, but reptilians really do exist, children and ladies and gentlemen. They are energy, they are alive, they have souls, and I'd like to believe that somewhere along the line they just got pinched off from the source. So it's my intention that when I send them into the light, they are rehabilitated and cannot return to the planet anywhere to harm other beings ever again. It's a healing for them too. I don't like talking about them. Nobody does. But the message needs to get out there. They don't want the message to get out. They go to great lengths to prevent it. But the power is with the source, and with light, which are so much stronger, darkness cannot hide from light. Darkness is no match for the light. I see a lot of beauty in this world. There is a lot to be positive about if that's what you're focused on. So keep focused on the positive. Keep focusing on love.